Welcome to VALT Podcast. We are your car culture cultivators, and this week we are trying out something new. And before we get into that, how's everybody's week? This is Jake also.
Hi, I'm Jake.
It's not VJ or Sean.
Nope.
Yeah, they're both out of town today. And we hope you enjoy this new format. We're trying it out, kind of seeing what sticks and what doesn't. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed if you're new, because we do this every week. And they are fun to record, and I like editing.
Joe, how was your week?
So,
Is it doing okay?
My week's been pretty good, to be honest. Like,
Good.
in terms of, like, business, we just, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, signed a contract with a really large used car sales place for doing all their detailing. So I'm, really busy, almost too much. So I'm doing, 12, 14-hour days every single day.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Which is, great, but it's also bad because I don't even
in
have
a couple
time
years,
to think.
it'll be better.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking at hiring some people, too, which is cool.
Amazing.
But
The company that you just signed a contract with, the name rhymes with
Fart Max.
Fart Max.
Yeah. So it's exciting. It's kind of scary because, with growth comes pain, and I kind of dealt with something like that last month, where we had a client come in who's a really cool guy, and he's a longtime client of mine. But we don't do this anymore. We used to drive cars to the shop or my house when I didn't have a shop.
Yeah.
And I detail their cars, and I'd bring them back. In this situation, we were driving the car back, and a moving truck dropped a branch or something out and bumped into the bumper. As a detailer, I figure, okay, well, it's probably just a scuff. I'll fix it, right? When I get to the shop, it's not fixable. So call a client, and I say, this is what happened. Here's a picture. There's a body shop next door. If you let me, I'll bring it to them, get a quote, cover it, and bring it back to you as if nothing ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, cool, sounds good.
What car is it?
It's a so this car had already been repainted before, a lot of it.
Plastic bumper.
Plastic bumper. It's a cheap bumper.
It's good. It won't meter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was a lease return, so half of the car has been already repainted. It was kind of poorly repainted in the front. So I was kind of excited about this for him, even though it's an L for me. He's getting a better bumper.
Be nicer, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a way better bumper, and it turned out good. It's not perfect, but the bumper has way less cosmetic flaws now, which is awesome. And the whole car was ceramic coated. It was ready to go. It's looking great. I've seen it around in public, and it's awesome. But recently, he's starting to kind of maybe notice the bumper a little bit more, since it's not the bumper he bought brand new.
Yeah.
When it had 20,000.
Well, he's just probably criticizing it.
He's criticizing things, and
he probably didn't
there are
look
some
closely
tiny
at it before.
pigtails, fish eyes on the bottom end of the on the lips and stuff. And
Yeah.
there weren't fish tails there before, but there were fish tails everywhere else, and runs and all this stuff. So he's kind of maybe possibly wanting to get the thing repainted again. And I'm like, the bumper is way better,
Than it was. Yeah.
And on top of that, body shops these days probably won't even take it, because
Unless you have a
not an
connection with
insurance
one like yours.
Yeah, it's not an insurance job.
Right.
This is an easy situation. And if you're basically saying this was not great and I need you to redo it, that means that they're going to need to be perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now I'm caught in between this, do I just bite the bullet and I'm fine, go bring it to a body shop, and if soon you could find one that will repaint it, you could do it. Or I say dude, you're not going to find anyone that's going to want to repaint this bumper to make it perfect. I think it's better to just keep your car like this. No one will notice at all. You wouldn't, if I brought your car back and didn't tell you it was repainted, you wouldn't have noticed either, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm in this situation, and I want to know what you guys think, what I should do, because I don't know what I should do.
Yeah, this is a really good case for always having contracts in order.
Yep.
And now we do.
And
By
now
the way,
we do, yeah.
if you want us to drive your car to our shop, you will be signing a waiver.
Yeah, waivers and those kind of things would really protect you in this situation.
What if I drive your car to your shop and it breaks down on the way there?
And you know what happened?
sues
Nothing. I didn't do anything to you. I said just
Yeah, no, it was great.
tow
it worked out.
and I'll drive you back to the shop.
No, it was.
Did this happen? You drove his
maybe.
car to him and it
Side
broke down?
note.
Which
side-
car?
Yeah,
The
side note.
Mercedes?
The diesel. Side note, I want
not
to talk
smart.
about this. I know it's not super interesting, but and it's kind of technical, but that same day, the throttle cable came off literally
TE,
came
right?
off on the diesel.
Oh, on the diesel. Okay.
And
Yeah. Well, the
as-
bracket that holds it just said
just
sayonara.
blew up, and then now it's
That's
not-
funny. This happened to us with a Mangusta a while ago.
Yeah, it's a
When it
little bit different than a
arrived-
Mangusta, but so now
Yeah.
the car just idles, which is cool, and it'll get
I'm
fixed.
more surprised by the Mercedes failure
Well,
than
And the wagon
Mangusta failure.
started misfiring that same day. So now I'm doing coils, plugs, and wires on misfire. So both that same day, both Mercedes were down.
Nightmare.
And it happened. I wasn't flooring. I was slowly accelerating as you do in a Mercedes.
Well, I
going
mean, it
up
doesn't
a
make a
hill.
difference in that car.
No,
Yeah,
true.
yeah, you get-
But no, I wasn't like smacking on the front. I was like slowly accelerating. Also, my pedal went to the floor. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I'm just
But it was stuck off, not stuck on.
stuck at idle. That's it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
stuck just
Like
and
the
I'm
throttle
like-
wasn't stuck open.
like pedal to the floor,
Yeah,
nothing's
yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Stop and go traffic. Like, oh heck yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Going up a hill, coast neutral down, pull off to the
You
side.
got up the hill though.
Like
No.
1 mile per hour. No, I made it up.
Oh,
but
okay.
it was
Good.
like
I know you
breakdown
hung
thing
up
or
and you're like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'll call you in a minute. And
Yeah.
you hung up. I'm like, I hope he doesn't like get in an accident. 'cause
die?
How slow this is. But besides, like, what would you guys just in a quick
In this
sentence,
situation?
in this situation with this car?
I mean, it's so tough because there's like no. I don't know. I mean, if he wants to get it repainted, maybe have you like? I would probably go sit with him and show him the photos you have of the bumper before and the photos you have of the bumper after, and like find all the imperfections. Maybe look at it with him in person, and be like, what do we have? What else can we really do?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I've showed him some.
I mean, the
some
best thing to
before
explain
photos,
is
but
that it's
nothing-
like there's not really any way to get it that much better.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I have mentioned to him is that if I went through insurance, this conversation wouldn't have even be had at all because there's no way an insurance company is going to repay to do
Yeah,
something
to
that,
redo a job.
that is like statistically like, like
So
even like professional like concourse painters
Make
have
car-
to put so much time into making sure
I mean,
that there's
dude,
no
the number of
imperfection.
things I have seen with some of these, like, really, there's some cars out there that like are ungodly valuable that go into Concours events and stuff, and
And there's
have,
still
like,
imperfections.
You look at the paint. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
the
say, like,
bar here is in a weird place.
So basically, we're lingering on this, but like comment down below what you would do because I am going to be dealing with this in the next few weeks, and I want to just get more information on it before I come.
Yeah,
up
I don't
with
know. I mean, I
good
feel like you
conclusion.
should just. I would probably want to like just keep the dialogue open. I wouldn't like.
Yeah,
ghost
we're friendly.
them
There's no
or, like-
negative. There's no bad blood.
Yeah.
It's like not an issue really.
That's
It's
good.
just mostly like it's kind of been bothering me that it's been weighing on me for like a month and a half.
I would like make it clear that you're happy to help him out, but that like there's, if it does go back and get repainted again, there's going to be more imperfections. In
Or the possibility of more
Yeah.
imperfections.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean, there's
repaint.
no guarantee that it's.
Yeah, it's a repaint,
It's not like it's going back to the
It's
factory.
It's not going to a factory and getting sterile before it gets painted.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like it'll be better for my beat with like a blind person in Japan painting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some spots on your beat that are like really fun to look at in the sun. It looks like someone. Looks like someone. Looks like
It's
someone.
like psychedelic.
It looks like someone was spraying and then like they sneeze and like there's like
Yep.
a whole. But I made it
There's
pretty
probably
good.
some sneeze
it looks-
on the body. So.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good though, honestly.
You have biological contaminants.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like otherwise, like in the detailing world, I got to detail Kale's new 996, which was awesome. It's a
Yeah,
great
that car
color
is
and
really
spec.
cool.
Yeah.
It's like my ideal spec for 996.
Green over tan, baby.
I really, really like loved detailing that car, and I hope he put some million miles on it because it's low miles and super nice.
I love that color combo is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Another one that I've detailed recently was a really cool Aston Martin Vantage V8 with a 6-speed. It's like navy blue over like a really nice brown and like cognac interior, like the nicest spec I've seen.
That sounds nice.
He wants to sell it maybe, but I detailed it so well that he kind of like might not now, which is kind of cool. But who knows? We'll see. We'll find out. But that's my week. My week's been a lot of just detailing shit. Robert, how's it been going for you?
Good. We have the Rod Emery Porsche up on the list, but that's like since last week we've gotten 5 other cars in that aren't that, and I kind of forgot about that because we got 2 other Porsches this week, and that was a really good story though. That's a cool car. It's a 912 with a Rod Emery built 911, 2-liter 911 motor with like a bunch of 911S parts and. I don't know. There's a big, long list of stuff. It's effectively a race car. I got out of having to drive it from Fresno back to the Bay because the owner wanted to move the dates. He had to like go out of town last minute. But I was going to, on Tuesday this week, I was going to have to drive one of his cars to Fresno and then drive this car back. And this car does not, it was 111 degrees in Fresno on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't even have a speedometer.
Oh,
So
real race car.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like caged and
You just have the
gutted
ways
and-
open, so you have a little
Yeah, that's
GPS
what
feed.
I would have
Yeah.
done is like that or download a speedometer app.
That's what Beat did when Speedo didn't work.
Yeah. Waze.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if you don't know who Rod Emery is, he's like a really renowned 356 builder. He does 912s as well, but his 356s are like what he and his shop are all known for. I think his name is Rod Emery, I assume.
Yeah.
The name of the shop is his name, just like Patrick Otis. And yeah, the 356s that they build go for like, outrageous values.
Yeah, like $500,000
market.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or more. Some of them are like
Yeah.
up to 600,000 to 800,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, it's a cool car. I'm really excited by some of these other cars that we got in the last week. There's a 512 TR and a 512 BBI that are really fun to like kind of compare to each other. Especially, we also have a 356 Boxer or 365 Boxer, which is carbureted, where the 512 Boxer is fuel injected. So the three of those things next to each other are really interesting to compare because it shows like just how much happened in that 20-year span with like the flat 12 Ferrari experiment. The 512 Boxer is like loud and kind of scary and like
Perfect.
crazy, and then the TR is just like so composed by comparison. This TR is really nice. It's been a Bay Area car for its entire life. It has service records back to its first private owner. The guy that's consigning it has the Excel sheet with every service detailed and the mileage that the service was done at and the date that the service was done at. That he gave to us is kind of like a dream car to represent all that. So yeah, it's been a good week. Very hectic. I shot 3 listing videos
Nice.
last night.
I think we're at the age where shit just gets busy always.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And the lifespan of a business, I feel like it's like you really like doubled down in the last like year and a half on detailing to start growing this thing, and like we just started this business in the last year, and it's nice to be. I mean, I'm sure you're feeling this too, but like with a new business in this economy, it's nice that things are doing okay.
And it's nice to see it work.
Yeah,
That's
because
true.
it's like not really the best.
It's not
economy to be
guaranteed.
operating
That's definitely
in.
not
No.
guaranteed. Yeah.
No.
Especially the past 2 days.
Yeah, I don't
Where
know.
everything is going down and everything, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I
But
know.
Jake, how's your week?
It was fine. Fixing Porsches. Nothing out of ordinary. A lot of high voltage work this week, so very sterile, not getting dirty, except for rocks in my
You
shoes.
wearing the
Tycons.
electricity suits?
No, I don't have a super suit.
Oh, really?
No, they didn't give me one because I
Are you
don't
gonna
do.
get one or?
We have one for the shop for when you have to cut open batteries. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I just basically make
Your
sure
work
it's safe.
doesn't qualify.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough yet. I go to Atlanta right after Car Week for that. And I get the super suit.
You're gonna have a long August.
August is gonna be rough. It's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be rough.
Fun, yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like I'm doing a lot of car week prep shit, and then
Oh, yeah.
car week, and then everyone that wants to get into detailing, like details that aren't in car week, I push back until
Yeah.
right after. So I'm like, it's like an end of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great, but it's like it's gonna be really bad.
But I have so much work to do on the van too. I just spent like $500 on parts, which in old tiny shitbox Honda money is a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah,
And
it's like
then-
full engine.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then brake lines and stuff for a beat. It's gonna be the weekend before. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. But it's all fun. It's all
Yep.
fun. It's all for the fun of it.
Yep, we out here.
So, for those who don't know, it was I celebrated a birthday this week, and I decided to treat myself to a couple watches. Actually, one was bought for me by family, but so I want to talk about them because I think it'd be interesting. So, this is a Yema Superman. It's like a French Navy thing. This is a micro brand. I've always wanted one of these watches.
I see their stuff around occasionally on
Yeah,
like Instagram.
I've been in a lot of ads, but I've always been interested in them ever since I got into watches. Yema was always intriguing to me. That was on sale for like 40% off. So I'm like,
Oh,
this
say
is like
less.
the time. This is like the time to do it, right?
TikTok shop 40% off.
Yeah, literally. So it's a 39.5. It's a dive watch with a fun polished center, which is kind of like a little classier than
It's nice.
than some. It's definitely a micro
I like
brand.
the size a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a micro brand feeling, like the clasp. And
I was gonna say the clasp was
it's not a Tudor. Yeah,
a little thick, and
it's definitely not Tudor. Yeah,
the
like the
engagement doesn't.
yeah,
But it's not like,
not
you know, a $5,000 watch.
It's aesthetically pleasing, but in terms of build quality, if you compare it to anything above its bracket, which makes sense.
The face and everything are really nice.
Yeah, I mean that's an $800
This
watch.
is really nice.
And if you compare it to like other $800 watches, it's a good price, right? But like,
It's very light.
if you look at
What
if
is
you
the
compare,
movement?
It's a Solita movement, which is just like off the shelf like Japanese
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
or I think it might be Swiss. I'm not sure, but
It's nice.
just nothing to write home about for the movement.
It looks very
The
nice.
design is cool. It's cool that it's inspired. It was awesome that it was on sale, and it's limited edition, so there's like a limited
Good
amount
color.
of them. It's a good color. I think I'll wear it for a while.
Yeah, I don't
might
like
put
the
a rubber
clasp.
strap
I think
on
the
it.
clasp is what I don't like.
Yeah,
the
I'm probably
most.
gonna put a rubber strap on it.
Yeah.
Also, the micro adjustments are horrible on it. Like if you want to if you're like hot and you want to like make it bigger,
Yeah.
like the adjustment is terrible.
Oh,
like
really?
compared to the Tudor, it's horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Try to. I'll show you how to adjust it. You adjust it by like. This is bad for
You can
radio,
pull
but
in
like,
and out of the.
like you like there's like right here.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
do
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and on the Tudor, you just push and slide, so you can do it
Yeah.
on your wrist.
I have that on my tag, like this
Yeah.
style.
Yeah,
And
it's like
I wish I had the slide. The slide.
yeah, the slide is like next level.
Yeah, that is. A little annoying.
So yeah, you pass it to him, and then so the next one is it's a brand called Adapt, which if you don't know what Adapt is, Worn and Wound is a company that is like Hodinkee but for cheaper watches, and they made a micro brand called Adapt, and it's like a field watch. It's basically it's a Seiko.
I like it. I really like this.
I love.
I
400
really
bucks.
like this.
$400.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? I was
This is
pleasantly
60?
surprised. Yeah, 120.
120. Yeah. It feels tight.
So Adapt is basically a Seiko. It's like a Seiko movement with titanium case and fun colors.
Where's
That's all it
north?
is. So 200 meters water
I
resistant.
just went past north. Damn
like
it.
it's a good watch. Nothing really to like talk about much, but like I was pleasantly surprised by that. when
I
it
like
came
this
in.
a lot.
Titanium really.
I prefer this.
Yeah, I did too.
Titanium.
Yeah, the titanium really adds to the appeal of
Yeah.
the watch a lot.
Yeah, with the finish.
I didn't think it would, but
the
it's
finish works really well
really
with the
cool.
strap too.
I haven't worn it yet, but I will wear it.
Man, this is cool.
You should get one. They're 400. Like they're also 25% off right now. They're like
say
$400.
less.
What is it? Adapt?
Yeah, it's called Adapt.
I've never heard of it.
Because it's a super small brand.
It
Like,
looks exactly. It just looks like a compass.
this is their second watch they've ever made.
Ooh.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I do like.
I like that one. I mean,
titanium
this is
finish.
really nice and a little dressier, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely dressier. I like the watch, and I've been wearing it every day this week.
And I
but
do like the- I do like the,
every time I put this on, I think about I
I
wish
like
I
the
was in the
crystal
other
on
one.
that too. I
Yeah.
just like raised crystal.
Yeah, double
What's that
domed.
called?
It's a double domed sapphire.
domed, okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
2 mil. Adds like a millimeter to the case.
I like
Yeah,
this.
that guy's
I like the
cool.
hands on this a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That watch is really fun, and I'm gonna wear it this weekend. It'll be fun. But those are my
What's
two
your
watches.
car week watch?
My car week watch is probably the Grand Seiko.
Yeah.
And the Tudor. I like so I have this Rolex Explorer 2 16570, and it's like a 99 Rolex that is cool. It's a good size and it looks good, but the Tudor has completely overshadowed it in every way because the fit is way better, the bracelet's way better, the feel of the watch is way better. So I'm actually trying to sell the Rolex because I just don't ever wear it, and it's
Yeah,
just
I
money.
want a Milgauss.
It's a whole 300 CE.
Do you like Milgauss?
Yeah, I love Milgausses.
I saw one of our clients the other day was at the shop wearing a Milgauss.
Yeah,
I was
they're good. I had a watch with that same case. I had an Air
nice
King.
looking.
I had
Air
an
King, yeah, that's right. I like the Milgauss a
Yeah,
lot.
you should get a Milgauss. It's
Nice
cool.
looking
It's
one.
a cool nod to the engineering of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
watch.
I just want your watch. I want a Tudor.
A GMT?
Yeah, GMT.
You should.
It's a little big.
You could buy them on like Crown Caliber.
It's a little
and sometimes
big. They're
you
pretty
get 'em
cheap right
dis-
now.
you
I
can
mean,
get
the
'em
whole
discounted.
watch industry is like
Yeah, the whole
doing well.
everything
right
is
now, so.
starting to fall
Yeah.
off. But like,
They're just kind of big. The only thing
Yeah.
I have with it is that it just feels like one or two sizes too big for me.
and they did make another one like recently
Yeah,
that's smaller.
that's the one.
So they
See,
did.
that's what I
that's
would
the one-
want, but
that's the
then
one
that's
you-
impossible to find.
Also,
yeah.
just have a tapered bracelet. Yeah, that's the one to get. This bracelet, the buckle is really.
That's definitely still like Skunk Works Tudor. You know.
yeah.
Like they were just like figuring themselves
whole
out.
area
again.
is like pretty annoying and always cuts into my wrist.
Yeah.
But I wear it every day.
Yeah,
I'm
so
never gonna
everyone
sell
wants a
it.
Rolex. If anyone wants a Rolex Explorer 2, I want to buy my friend's Mercedes 300 CE really badly, and they're the same price. So I might offer to trade him because he's also a watch guy.
No.
But I
That'd be
also don't know if he'll do it because sometimes I feel bad about I don't know, whatever. I sold him the car.
if they want to do it.
Yeah, but that's my watch life right now. I am really looking forward to wearing the Adapt the most. I've been wearing this all week, but the Adapt I'm looking forward to this week.
I like the case. I like the travel
Yeah,
case.
right. It's
Yeah.
like it's like
It looks
all
like, I thought
about.
it was a headphone case.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
it's
too.
fun.
I was curious when you brought that in.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to talk about car news, talking about new watches, talking about new cars.
Yeah, so the Corvette has 1,000 horsepower. Actually, more than 1,000
Hell yeah,
horsepower.
brother.
1,064
1,064.
horsepower. So
And it has factory
I'm
port
pretty
injection.
freaking excited about this car. I mean, the C8 Corvette, like, you can make fun of Corvettes as much as you want, but they're really, really, really cool.
Does
They
it-
are, like, unbelievable value for money.
Oh yeah,
Even just, like, a 3LT is just a great car.
this one sounds pretty good too, based off of a video I saw. It doesn't sound as good as Z06, but 1,000 horsepower is kind of hard to.
I think I would probably want a Z06.
Me too.
If I was looking at the
By
whole
far.
lineup, I would want the Z06 for, like, the noise, and you don't need 1,000 horsepower.
no.
Like, I just, have they released any stats on the, other than power and that kind of stuff?
There's, if you look at Kamisa's post, he goes over like at what RPM, like the power band, at like 2,300 RPM, you have more power than the first ZR1. Like it's
Like-
like you're already at like 400 something horsepower. The first ZR1 at like
Yeah, so some
Wild.
things that I kind of like gathered from the article is that
As
it's-
powerful as two Z06s combined.
Yeah. So that was one of the big things that in the article
Jesus
it says it's as
Christ.
powerful as two Z06s.
I mean,
it's essentially a full engine rebuild too. It's like the same engine as the Z06, but everything's been redesigned to
Yeah,
have lower
yeah.
compression and
I mean,
more
it has
intensity.
1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
I
always
believe.
same combustion chamber. And
That's wild,
That's
man.
it.
Yeah,
And-
so no more frunk, but you can put two golf bags in the back,
You know-
so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We've-
the trunk on these cars is actually pretty big.
It's Corvette
You
has
can
to be. Yeah.
easily fit like a
some
week-long
lawn chairs
trip
for
of-
your.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
your
yeah,
sign.
you can fit your lawn chairs and your
Boomer board?
and your window sticker.
Oh yeah.
Window, yeah. But you can easily fit like a week of duffel bag clothes in there for two people.
So
I mean, that you can stow the entire Targa top in the trunk, so
That-
it
yeah.
has to be able to fit other stuff.
one of my friends sells BMWs, and he says a lot of people that would buy 911s don't, purely because they can't fit their golf bags. Like I always, that's like a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
that's a good.
hilarious.
That's a
Wow.
pretty common concern. So they'll go and buy an M3 or M4 so they can fit their golf bags.
Wow.
So if
I mean, I guess if you like what you like.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, it's slated to be a supercar killer. But
yeah, I mean, if it actually is a 200,000 ish car,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I mean, at
we'll mark out that
$200,000
100,000.
yeah, well, right, yeah. In the
Right
very
now,
beginning, it's
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
be really expensive, but
But I mean, for the price of what is it? What is it? 3RS?
250?
400 with like,
400?
Yeah,
like,
and
whoa, I'm really
well, not
off.
actually.
I mean,
four-
obviously, very
MSRP is not
weird,
400. but-
like completely different kind of take on powerful track
weapon.
sports thing than a 3RS. You know, with this like it's like a double the horsepower of a 3RS.
Yeah,
I don't know
almost
the weight.
exactly, almost exactly double.
What's the weight? Do we know?
A lot more probably.
It's probably way heavier.
250 miles per hour. It's more than the 3RS.
But it's a lot of aero, like a lot more aero.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's completely out, like ready to take on
DCT.
Like, you know,
I would love to see. I mean, I know,
It's a whole new gearbox
I
too.
know these things are kind of senseless, but I really would love to see a Nürburgring lap
Yeah.
with this. It's so cool. I just love that GM.
And I guess, and they said it's softer sprung than the Z06 unless you go for track pack,
okay.
which is good because
Oh, there's a track pack option for this.
Yeah.
car,
yeah, it
too.
looks like it's DTK is track
Yeah,
pack probably.
Okay.
That's what gets it over the 200,000 mark.
Man.
And it just brings me to a question. I mean, that car is going to be crazy, right? And we're probably going to see way too many of them in the Bay
For
Area. just driving
200
around.
grand, 1,000 horsepower for 200,000.
That's a bargain.
And it makes me wonder
And
when
it's
the
not just
horsepower
like a Hellcat
wars
Red Eye, you know.
and when the horsepower wars are just going to end. Because like we have
It should have
the
already.
Tesla, or we have the whatever, the Lucid Blue
Lucid
Sapphire.
Sapphire,
That's
yeah.
like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
1,234 horsepower. And it's like, why?
It is kind of wild how common 1,000 horsepower is.
Yeah, now it's just like you put a battery on all wheels, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
really scary.
You're good to go.
Uh-huh. The new Taycan,
really
the
scary.
new Taycan in launch control can get. I don't think it's quite 1,000, but it can get pretty close. It doesn't maintain it, but at peak, it's somewhere. Around
Yeah,
there.
at the launch, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
really wild.
you know,
It's funny
a-
because I go drive like a. I've just never really been into these crazy like 9,000 horsepower cars. I go and drive like a 400 horsepower 90s Ferrari, and it's like so much fun.
Yeah.
I have two cars that add up to 108 horsepower,
Yeah, exactly.
and I love those little
Even
things.
in my dad's W210 E55 today, that's the fastest car I've driven in a while because the fastest car I have is the E28 at 265 horsepower. So that has 395, and that felt like insane getting onto
So-
the highway today.
Yeah.
My Cayman has 350, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine what 1,065 was going to be like.
Even just driving all the EVs between work and then when we get used, we got not a Sapphire, but a used Lucid, and I'm like, boss man's, I'm driving
And
this.
it's just wild to me. So I was just looking it up. The 512 TR, which we just were driving yesterday, feels really fast. You know, like it's not fast by modern car standards, and it's like 3,300 pounds, but it's got 420 something horsepower.
That's a
And
happy
it
number.
feels
for me.
like when we were driving it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's really fast.
the 4,500
I just
number.
can't imagine. Yeah.
yeah, 4 to 500 is
Why
probably
you need
where
more? I think
it's,
that's
like,
why
a good spot.
GT Porsches are so good because they kind of don't, unless it's a GT2 or GT2 RS, they don't really like stray too far.
No, it's like the
You
fastest.
know?
And after that, having a manual is no longer fun.
Yeah.
And I'm an elitist in that regard. So, like, trying to think of managing that much power and with 3 pedals is scary.
Just it's
So who's buying the ZR? What is this ZR? Who's buying the ZR1? Anyone? And you think in your like
In
is
my-
it just like
in my world?
wealthy bros just trying to buy the best?
I
car that
wouldn't
you
be
can, or
surprised if there's
is
some
it a
track
guy?
people doing it.
Track
Yeah,
people?
I think
it's just like a lot, 1,000 horsepower on the
I
track.
don't even know if it's usable on the track.
a
Laguna.
lot.
It'd be good over on
I mean, I
Laguna.
think a Z06 is probably
Really
more.
on Laguna, like the first, like just on the straight or
front
what?
straight. There's some good straightaways going
Yeah,
going to
that's
I
turn
true.
just
6.
feel like I
You
would
can
want a
carry
Z.
some-
I don't. The Z06 is NA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would just rather
And
have
it still
a,
has
too.
like 600 horsepower.
Yeah, I think for track purposes, Z06 makes more sense.
Makes more sense. Yeah.
It's just so much horsepower.
So is a ZR1 to a Z06 as a GT2 RS is to a GT3
Yeah, straight up.
RS?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
to a T.
I mean, the ratios are pretty similar, right? A GT2
5
RS is like 800.
Just shy. GT3 is 5.
So this isn't
500.
really even
Yeah.
a track focused car. This is just a this is what we can do kind of car.
Mix
Right,
of
because
both.
the GT2 RS is more of like
Yeah,
this is just this is just insane.
Yeah.
And a GT3 is more like
Yeah, it's a
this
Turbo
is
S
the-
and a GT3 RS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I think E-Ray's kind of more when they do the E-Ray version of it. It's gonna
Yeah.
be even faster. That'll be Turbo S.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, comment down below if you're buying one so I can sit in it because I've never sat in one before and I think it's kind of silly looking inside. But
I don't know if I would ever buy one, but it is very cool that American company is doing this.
yeah, it's
It's a
cool
good option.
that they exist and they're still doing a V8
and they're
these-
still doing
and
race cars,
redesigning
and like,
things. And,
like
Yeah.
actually innovating and not just selling prisms.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So
Prism, who
marketplace.
made the prism?
Geo Prism.
Yeah.
Is it Geo?
Chevy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, GM.
Okay. That's what I
Marketplace
thought.
finds time. So this in this format, we choose 1 or 2 different marketplaces, one from one of us and one from the Discord, and we just talk about them for a little longer so that we're not going through like super fast and missing a whole bunch of stuff on them.
Yep.
So
One car.
for this one, we found.
I gotta keep my streak. This is my 4th time in a row with a replica. This is the best one so far.
Oh yeah. Didn't we look at this a couple weeks ago?
Not this one.
No, we looked at another one without these wheels.
Yeah, this was really bad.
Yeah.
This one's the best one, I think.
No, I know it's good
Yeah.
looking. It's like, but the proportions and the wheelbase and everything are always.
Yeah.
Those are always the hardest thing.
The the brakes being microscopic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You can't even the hub. You can't
Yeah.
even like see the brake.
You know,
which
I
is
think
awesome.
from the back it looks mediocre.
It does, but it's like
No, it's not bad. I mean, they got the line. They got
Yeah,
the.
but it looks like
the
a real
side-
Testarossa badge
the
on it,
side
too.
profile line is okay-ish. And
The
rear is-
poke on the wheels a little goofy.
The wheelbase is the worst. looking
Yeah.
Thing. The
Yeah, it
fitment
looks
is
like a
just
little
so
play toy
fucking
car.
bad.
30 grand could
It's
be all
way too-
yours.
30 grand is so much money, but at
Oh,
least
and
it has a fake gated.
It's in Robert's favorite city of all time, Modesto,
Oh, let's
California.
go,
And it's an automatic for those who can't clutch in. And
Yeah, I
clutch
love
out.
a fake gated
Yeah.
shifter.
But yeah, so it got me wondering
What a beaut.
what makes a great kit car, and like what are some of the kit cars that are truly
It's
good.
so bad, man.
Like, you know,
It's so bad.
Some kit cars are bad, like this one, right? That are also 30 grand, but some are great. Like some that I
Ones
think
in
of like.
Copart.
Well, so like think about like a Cobra replica. Like that's like a really good way to spend like 30 grand, right?
Yeah, or
like,
the Beck Porsches, like the 9.
yeah,
like the
another
906,
good way to spend
908s.
40 grand. You know.
Yeah,
So like, I guess who is the same with the Corvette? Who is the buyer for something like this? Like, why does this exist?
I don't know if anybody still drives things like I think the only way I would ever be interested in driving that is like just purely as a joke.
Yeah. I feel like
I
some
would want
TikToker
this
would buy
to
this.
go to like one Radwood.
Yes.
And then I
Yeah.
would like push it in the ocean afterwards.
Yeah.
Just not even leave the event, push it in the ocean. Just like after Radwood.
I really don't know. I've never understood why people buy kit cars.
See, I feel like something like Whistle and Diesel or some TikToker would be the perfect market for this car,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't survive a video.
No.
No, it would like blow up or like something.
Yeah,
Like
whether
they
it's
would
intentional
drag
or
race it
not.
with another Testarossa, and then they would crash both of them into each other or something to make a
Yeah.
I don't know.
scene.
They're
Or,
just like viscerally off-putting.
What brand are TX20 tires?
Yeah, this is the whole thing. Is like just like you go reverse, people up the wrong way, and everything is.
Everything.
Oh
It
yeah, it
explodes.
shatters.
This wheel just shatters. And
I just wonder. I mean, I guess it probably just handles like a Fiero.
Probably worse than a Fiero, honestly,
Yeah.
with all like the fiberglass and things wiggling
I'm
around
sure
you.
this. I'm sure the interior noise is horrible. Just so much like chatter
Yeah.
and yeah.
But at least they
fiberglass
did
movement.
put some time into like vacuuming it and stuff.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
cleaned up the
honestly, this is
interior.
the least meffed up one.
Yeah, this
we've
looks
seen.
like okay.
Yeah.
you know?
The F41 from a couple weeks ago was a little rough.
Yeah.
that was the worst.
Yeah, I mean, at least like this is like kind of cleanish and like the
No, the
seats
interior
are
is
Will
like
Miles?
the nicest. The interior is the nicest part of this car.
59,000
I think.
miles, automatic. Even though it's a manual actually, so never mind. But
Oh.
Is it?
Huh.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
a clutch.
yeah.
It's just like it's pretend gated.
I want to know what the gates are made of. I wonder if that is like tin foil or something.
cardboard.
Cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard with that's been
With
polished.
some aluminum tape.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's probably what it is. Ferrari badge too,
God.
right there.
You know, this one at least someone put care into it at one
Yeah,
point.
they
you know,
they care about
It's
the details.
kind
you
of
know?
astonishing how much effort
Yeah.
somebody probably put into this.
And that they're selling, and there's a dealership selling it.
a dealership in particular is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like was the used car manager just plastered one night?
Yeah, like, we'll give you
it looks
$1,000
like- I think it's
for
just
it.
a used lot.
some
Yeah,
guy
so
that
it's
wanted
just-
meth was just like, "Can I sell you my car?" And they're like, "Fine, we'll give you $800 for it." And they're like, "I'm just gonna put this for 30,000 and see what happens."
Yep.
But you know, comment down below what your favorite kit car is. I think this is not it.
I feel like the only kit car I would like maybe own would be a Cobra or a Daytona coupe.
Yeah.
I think mine would just be Cobra. Maybe a Spider. Like, but that's
Basically, just because like the delta between like a good CSX, a continuation. I would definitely get a CSX.
Yeah.
But the delta
But-
between a CSX and like a real slab side Cobra
Yeah.
is like
Order of
$1
magnitude.
million.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah. Or
There's
more.
a guy Martinez who's authorized to do continuations.
Oh, to
It's like,
build them.
Yeah, and it's like the Cobra
That's cool.
Museum.
Yeah.
The guy who
It's one of
owns
those
it,
guys.
he has a shop.
Oh, no
and they
way. I
like a
didn't
couple
know
a
that.
year,
Yeah, that would be cool.
and they also do the Tremec.
I would
collab
love a
speeds.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
289 Cobra.
Me too. I like a 289 a lot.
CSX would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
427 is just way too much.
Yeah,
You
no,
can't
that's too
hear.
much. Yeah, you can't
Get
hear
out.
And you
anything.
get side pipes with
Everything's
it.
vibrating when you get out of the car.
Miserable.
I got a ride in original 427 when I was in high school, and I definitely have hearing damage still.
Yeah, yeah. But for this week's Vault Member Discord find, Wesley found something that I didn't know existed, which is like the most iconic Florida special I think I've seen in the BMW community ever.
Oh yeah, this is more meth. This is more meth.
What
than,
is this? Wait. What does it say? Stolen?
It's a G80 M3 with an M54 swap.
How?
So someone stole the motor, I think,
Mhm.
and they put in an E46.
Where is it?
3
Is it like in
Series.
a lot?
It's in Florida somewhere, or on Copart.
salvage.
So-
lot. Do you notice a ratchet strap underneath?
Basically, it got somebody stole
The ratchet strap on the oil
oh
pan?
my god! So somebody stole the motor and then it got insuranced, or something.
I
Or do you think
get-
the owner like
possibly.
totaled
See,
out the car?
these seats are sick. Like the whole spec of a car. I don't know how I feel about it, but those seats are
What's
pretty.
the price?
I think it's up for auction. Wrong engine. It's Copart.
I mean, if you could, how much is a new motor? It's a
Pro-
22.
so-
It has 39,000 miles on it.
It's probably pretty expensive. A
Holy
motor.
no, I mean
Yeah.
our engines are like 40 grand for like a GT4
I
engine.
can't
So
believe it.
Yeah. So
This is insane. This is the most Florida shit ever.
so to be completely
oh
honest,
Georgia, close enough.
Well, look at the. Go scroll up. Scroll up for the wrong engine. You wrong.
Oh yeah, they like
It's like they wrote it with a U first.
they did it twice too. Oh, actually, it's the same paper. But anyway, like
Oh my god!
think
Wait, does
that-
it start? Or did
I
it-
kind of wonder about that, to be
Oh,
honest.
You know,
because,
if
like,
it starts,
look at the way the engine sits in the car. Like it's like looks like.
well,
it's-
if you look at a positive cable, it's just dangling around.
None of it's like wired or anything. There's no
yeah,
way.
and this is still the original airbox.
Why
and
did
it's
they
not
even
connected
put
to
an
anything,
engine
you know?
in it?
So maybe it was one of their cars and they sold the engine and then tried to get an insurance claim and thought the insurance adjuster wasn't going to see if there was an engine from 2002 in it. But I mean, that's just what it looks like to me.
That's
Some
my
guy that
best
was
guess
like
is insurance
That's
fraud.
wild.
some guy that was like coked
Yeah.
out and was like,
Wait.
this car, like I need to pay the bill, but I can't. The motor's worth 20 grand. Take the motor out. We'll sell it on eBay, and we'll throw this piece of E46 engine in 325i motor and see if they
Hydraulic
notice.
power steering on a G80? My man, heck yeah.
Yeah, I know. And the airbox that leads to nothing, it just goes into the abyss, even though there's like the air intake's like right there. Yeah, I don't know if this runs. This is a
No,
car
there's
that I
no
would
way
not
it
buy.
runs, but
No.
I'm surprised.
I'm getting
that
for
the-
ratchet strap
I'm
holding
surprised that the cluster even clusters.
Yeah, I mean it probably clusters
just
until you
put the
try to start it.
Battery. I guess the battery works.
Yeah, the battery works, and its service is overdue by 12,000 miles. So you know that's a good car.
Maybe it blew
But
its
anyway, I
motor.
think this is insane. And Wesley, thank you for finding it. I
Service
can't believe he
overdue
found this,
by
though, to be honest.
12,000 miles. Maybe they
seems-
just blew up their motor.
They could have blown it up, yeah. It just seems crazy that something like this exists. That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's like.
And who spec'd it? Like, again, I like the
Oh, so
interior.
many people spec this like crazy yellow with blue. It's insane how many people did this.
Because they're
like-
both like crazy yellow. I could see why people like it. It's not my thing. That blue is really cool. I mean,
Yeah,
you and
no,
I
the
were talking about blue
interior's cool.
interiors
Yeah, I
yesterday.
love them. I have
The
such
blue
a
is
soft spot.
great, but this combo, maybe silver would have been good.
Or
Silver
white.
with blue.
Like
White with blue.
Alpine white with that would be kind of nice because
Yeah.
the interior is your spotlight.
Yeah.
I think silver. I would like silver with this.
Silver, maybe black, but I think silver would be the one.
I just have a thing against silver cars after working on a billion
I
silver
mean, it
cars.
could be blue. I wouldn't be opposed to blue.
Blue, yeah, but it had to be the right blue. It had to be this blue, which looks
Yeah.
kind of like Laguna Seca blue. But
Yeah.
another thing is that they have I don't know. It's a crazy car.
Oh,
it's
the belts that are.
the belt. No, the part of the
sides of the
interior,
bolsters?
part of the bolster is yellow too. So like someone really put money into this
I
thing.
don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, crazy. Can't believe that exists.
Yeah.
Thanks Wesley
Insane.
for showing us this.
Thank you, Florida.
And if you don't know,
But actually,
if
Jordan.
you remember and you're listening to this and aren't part of the Discord,
Listen
make
out.
sure that you're in the Discord because we have some crazy shit like this all the time. And
Yeah.
we do drives. Like this weekend, we're doing a drive.
I'll try
and
and
that's
be
just
there.
for Discord, like people who are reading the Discord and stuff. So like, be on the lookout for that stuff. It's a lot
It's
of
a good
fun. We're gonna go up to the Sonoma Coast this weekend. So.
Wes and I send some whack stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Jackson too sent some
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Our
It's-
marketplace's algorithms are all messed up.
Yeah,
We need Sean sending more of his marketplace on there.
Sean
I
just
love when
adds
Sean's
comments.
like Ford truck,
yeah.
just like one frame rail
yesterday.
in a field.
Yesterday, Ian sent one too, which I didn't click on the link yet, but I'm kind of afraid to click on it.
It's probably gonna be good.
It's probably yeah. But anyway, that brings us into today's scenario, which is really fitting based off of the current climate of the country. But you've been notified that you'll be the next president of the United States.
Oh my God, they finally chose me.
Yeah.
Wait, you're 35?
So your security
like
detail. No, he's 95. Your
Yeah,
security
he's better.
detail has informed me that in 4 months you'll no longer be able to drive any cars on public roads for your own safety, because I guess that's a thing that presidents. I learned that last week that presidents can't drive their own cars anymore.
Oh yeah, we learned him that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I learned that. So the question is, how do you spend your final 4 months of automotive freedom? What kinds of drives do you do? What kinds of
Could
cars
you
are
drive
you doing
on
them in?
track if you're a president?
I'm sure you could
Or
drive on a
past
track that's
president?
completely private.
You have to like pie out the track.
Yeah.
There's
They can-
still a lot of. I guess if you, the problem isn't you dying; it's you being abducted.
It's also, like, I know in the comedians and cars getting coffee, they drove around the lawn of the
Yeah,
White
yeah,
House.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so they've done
Okay.
that.
So I should have known about
But
that.
like private yeah, you can do. We talked about this. You can do private
do private
property.
property.
This is why George Bush has like a big ranch that he drives his off-road vehicles on.
Yeah, but there is a big part of you that will miss public.
Oh,
driving.
Yeah, like open road driving.
So what do you do for the 4 months? What are you experiencing? What is your last
Get
like?
all
you
the
know,
speeding tickets.
All the.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just get like a triple over every day. for
Oh,
4
yeah.
months.
Like, you gotta collect them all. It's like you have to worry about insurance.
Oh yeah, get a like a jail time speeding ticket in every state.
There we go. Actually, I would cannonball run. If
Yeah,
I'm going to be
yeah.
a president,
Yeah.
I got to see the whole country
Yeah, you got to know your people.
by speeding through estates at Mock Jesus.
I would love to find like all the really like iconic roads around the world
Mm-hmm.
because there's all these roads you just will never be able to drive, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the ones in the Alps, and then there's probably like there have to be like tons of cool ones in like Asia, Japan. I would go do like a bunch of hill climbs in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And then like get in like a road rally somewhere in like Austria or some
yeah.
shit, or Italy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do a drive from like Canada all the way down to LA or something, because that whole coast is just so
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah. One guy did that when we did the Air Water Luft. One
Drove
guy
from
started
Canada?
in BC. He drove
That's
his
fun.
SC all the way down.
Crazy.
Then his wife met him down there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to do something out over in the Andes too. Like I'd go
Yeah.
do like a big drive down, like through South and Central America.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
like
Try to focus.
like an overlander or something. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would try to focus on like the motorcycle routes because like that's like the iconic American
Oh,
stuff.
definitely a cross country motorcycle trip too.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Well, I would do that
Yeah,
in like a
busy 4
car
months.
because like
Yeah,
I'm more of like
yeah.
a car guy. But
Well, just motorcycle one direction and car back.
yeah, so I would do that. I would
yeah.
try to drive every dream car that I've ever had on the iconic roads on like Highway 1 and stuff.
I mean, if you're going to be president,
experience.
also like you probably can have.
Yeah, but I won't
access
be able to
like,
experience
anything.
Highway 1. You know what I mean? Unless I
Yeah,
close
yeah.
down for presidential purposes or
Yeah.
something. But like, I would drive every dream car that I've ever wanted to drive on one. I would spend a whole month doing that.
Oh, yeah.
different car each
One
day.
month would be the motorcycle route. 1 month would be that. 1 month I would go back to my roots and try to like refine like what I drove in the past to see if I like enjoyed it
E39
again.
M5?
That kind of thing. And then maybe like the last month would be like the like illicit shit. Like just like one night just go for it and just fuck everything
Try
up.
and
Yeah,
see-
I guess you
Try
get
to
all
not
the-
become president by
you get all
doing
the,
something stupid.
tickets and everything in the last month so that you
Yeah.
like aren't
Could do
arrested.
everything.
Yeah.
at the beginning.
What we gotta do is you gotta try and beat your dad's record to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
a
I didn't
legend.
know about
That's a
that.
legend. That's a legend.
No,
It's
yeah.
a legend.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that's a true story.
No,
But
I mean,
I hope
you-
it is, but
yeah.
we don't have to talk about it
Mike's
here.
watching this.
Yeah,
like-
we don't have to talk about it here. Yeah. But I hope
I
it's a
haven't
true
even
story.
heard.
That'd be
I
really
haven't
cool.
even heard this story.
I don't
talk
know
about it
the
off
I don't know the actual story. I just remember you saying.
We'll talk about it
a
after because
time.
it is an interesting story. I just don't know if it's true.
Yeah, that's what you prefaced it.
Mike,
with.
comment down below with your story.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or don't.
Tell us your time.
Yeah,
Your
but
legend story.
if there's nothing else, that was our episode, and I hope you enjoyed our new format. I think it was fun to record this way.
Likewise.
But let us know down below what else you'd like to see in the episodes because we are very malleable right now and we're willing to try everything once. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you're subscribed and like the video. And other than that, I think we will close it out.
See
you
ya.
later.
Bye.